Hello everyone and welcome to video number 123. This video is on percentage and finding a percentage change. We've done the quantity after a percentage change. This time we're finding the percentage change, so it's a slightly different thing. Keywords here are change, percent, quantity, profit and loss. So the change is when one thing turns from something to something else. Percent is means out of 100. Quantity is an amount of something. Profit is the money you make on something, and the loss is the money you lose on something. So to find a percentage change, whether it be an increase or a decrease, you need to do the following thing. Find the difference between the original quantity and the new quantity. So that means do the big number, take away the small number, and you've got the difference. Divide the difference by the original quantity, and then you multiply by 100. All right. Now, on the non-calculator paper questions, it would be possible to make your fraction out of 100, right? And therefore your percent is just sitting on top. Right, number one. At the end of 1960, the world's population was 3 billion. That is genuinely true. I've looked it up. At the end of 2019, it was 7.7 billion. Find the percentage increase by between 1960 and 2019. So what we need to do is do 7.7 billion, take away 3 billion. And we don't have to write the billion in there. We just do 7.7 and then take away 3. All right, that leaves us with 4.7. And then that answer would be 4.7 billion. So 7.7 minus 3 is 4.7. Okay. We then take that answer, 4.7, and we divide by the original 3. The original number was 3. That was the, well, not 3, but 3 billion. But we, like I said, we can forget about the fact it's billion here. All right, because that's just putting unnecessary zeros onto our question. We don't need to calculate with. So, that divided by that, and then we multiply by 100. And our calculator can do that all in one go. So we might as well do that all in one go. So let's get the fraction button up, press the answer, press down, press 3, go across, multiply by 100. Press equals. So we got 470 over 3, which is 156.6 recurring percent. All right, and that is the percentage increase between 1960 and 2019. All right, it's more than doubled, more than 1.5 times more, isn't it? So in number 2, right? Now I've written this question for a reason. I'll tell you in a second. So a baby is weighed 7 days after birth. If it loses more than 10% of its birth weight, it needs to be put on a special diet. If a baby's birth weight is 6.8 pounds and 7 days later it weighs 6.3 pounds, does it need the special diet? So I write this question, or have written this question, because this is something that I've actually genuinely used in my real life. I was lucky enough to be the dad to a little girl 6 years ago. And 6 years ago, she was weighed at birth, and then 7 days later, she was weighed again. And the nurse calculated, the midwife calculated, and I don't mean to shame the person that was doing this, but she miscalculated the percentage change. She did it the wrong way round, and she said that my daughter needed to go on this special diet. And I looked at the numbers, and I, thankfully, being a maths teacher, was able to say actually she doesn't need to go on the special diet because this is the actual correct calculation. So it's very, very important, really, really important. Otherwise my baby would have been overfed and she didn't need to go on that special diet. Anyway, she wasn't. She's a happy, healthy, lovely, full of life 6-year-old child today. So let's work this one out. Baby's birth weight was 6.8 pounds. So let's use that as our starting number, 6.8 minus the 6.3. And you can do this on the calculator, but you know what you're going to get. All right, so 6.8 minus 6.3 equals 1/2, 0.5. Okay, so I'm going to put 0.5 pounds. We don't have to worry about the units either and writing those down in these particular questions, because at the end of it, we're just finding the percentage, increase or decrease. So it's gone down. The baby's weight has gone down, as it does after 7 days. But we don't want to go down more than 10%. So we're going to work out what that is, 0.5 over the original. So difference divided by original, 6.8. All right, multiplied by 100. All right, and if we do that, we're going to get our answer. So just move it over a little bit more. Answer, so fraction button, answer over 6.8 and then multiply by 100 equals 7.35. Good news. All right, so 7.35 ... percent. All right, so no special diet needed. There's our answer. Does it need the special diet? No, because we are less than 10%. All right, I'm going to put less than 10% there as well, just to kind of doubly be answering that question. Right, let's have a look at the third and final one. All right, Helen buys 1.4 kilograms of sweets for £3.20. She puts 20 grams of sweets in separate bags and sells each bag for 15p. Each bag costs 2p. What's the percentage profit that Helen makes? So there's a few things we need to do in this question. Some conversions and some calculations with the money. So Helen has bought 1,400 grams of sweets. All right, let's do that conversion first, because everything else is in grams, so let's put that in grams. The 20 grams goes into each bag, okay, or maybe we want to turn the £3.20 into pennies as well. So £3.20 is 320p. Let's just do that now as well. So that many sweets in grams for that much money in pence. 1400 divided by 20, so 1400 divided by 20, that's the grams divided by the grams, is going to give you how many bags that she sells. So knock a 0 off there and there. 140 divided by 2, 70 bags are being filled of these sweets, and she sells each bag for 15p, so we need to do 70 times by 15. All right, so let's do that there. 70 multiplied by 15. Well, let's do 7 times by 15 and then stick a 0 on. All right, so 7 times 10 is 70, 7 times 5 is 35, 105 would be 7 times by 15 and then stick a 0 on. So 1,050, right, pence is what that is going to be, because it was, each bag was 15p. Right, now if we want to turn that into pounds, we can, but let's not do that just yet. So that's how much money she makes from selling them. Selling money, right? Because it's not a profit yet. That's what she sold it for. But what's it cost her to get it all? So she spent 320p, right? She's made 1050p, which is quite good. But we've got to factor in the cost of each bag as well. So 70 times by 2 is 140 pence on bags. All right, so her costs, this is what you do with business. Costs, you work out how much your costs are. So it's 320 plus 140p for the bags equals 460 pence. All right, there's the costs. This is the money that she's redeemed back by selling all of the sweets in the 70 bags that she sells, 1,050 pence. So we've got to work out the difference between these two amounts of money. All right, so we've got the difference between here and here. All right, so 1,050 minus 460. 0 take away 0, 5 take away 6 we can't do, nick 1 from there, can't do it, nick 1 from there, that becomes 0, that becomes 10, that becomes 9 now because we're nicking 1 from there. So 15 take away 6 is 9, and then 9 take away 4 is 5. So 590 pence is the difference. The difference divided by the original, 590 divided by the original cost, which was 460. And then multiply by 100. All right, and this is going to be the percentage profit that she has made. So let's have a little look on the calculator. Let's do it with that, because that's an awkward number. So 590 divided by 460, and then multiply by 100. That equals 128.26. 128.26%. All right, that's the profit that Helen has made on selling her sweets for 15p per bag. All right, and we factored in the cost of the bags as well in that one. All right, so it's a little bit tricky, but that's the point of that third question. Hope you enjoyed all of that and have learned something from it. Please practice using the link in the description and be lovely to one another. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.